Okay guys, so in this important lesson, we're going to be looking at striking fundamentals on the ground. Now we've looked at them standing up, and the same ones apply on the ground. The only difference is right here. There's some advantages that the ground gives you. One, if I pin the person to the ground, if I'm using the ground, he can't move back. Two, I can use the ground to trap, and you'll see that later on knife defense, how I use the knee to trap the weapon hand. I could also use it as a tool to strike. So, Costa, come over here. So let's say, Costa, go on the ground, lie down. So let's say I'm here and come over here, and I'm on top of Costa this way, and we landed on the ground. The fact that the ground, he can't move he can't go back because he's already on the ground. Come a little bit more here, Costa. Yep. So he can't move any more back. The other advantage I have, like I said, you can trap. I can pin his hand this way. I can use my knee as well. And I can use this to slam his head down to the ground. Right? So I can use, like, if I'm here, I can use it as an anchor and as a leverage to strike, to trap, to pin. So a lot of times people tell me, what's the best strike on the ground? If he had hair, boom, slam his head on the floor. If I just palm him, so bring your head up. If I just go boom, and I palm strike him on top of the head, I could fucking knock him out right there. Right? The same thing, when you could use the knee on the chest, you could use the arms, the legs to trap. Because you're on the ground, that anchor gives you some leverage and some advantage. Now, the idea is not for you to stay on the ground and fight on the ground, but even getting up off the ground, I'm going to use him. Right? So even if I'm here and boom, boom, grab me, Costa, he did this, boom, I'm going to use him as leverage to get up. I'm going to use it, like I said, to pin, to strike, to get up. And I'm going to use the ground to slam the head down. Use it to grind his face with it. Use it to eye gouge. If I eye gouge here and he's on the ground, I don't have to worry about trapping. If I do this, his head's pinned. It's harder to eye gouge somebody standing because the head's going to move. But when he's on the ground, this is when I'll use all my weight here, my finger, to stick my thumb in his throat and jam it in there as quickly as possible. So those are, come on, Costa, thank you. Those are the advantages you have of being on the ground. The striking is the same. So if I'm here and we clinch, I'm like boom, boom. Once I go to the ground and I'm here, this is when I'm still gonna headbutt. Once I'm here, boom, I'm gonna keep always an anchor from here. He can't move back. He can't go anywhere. So this is where I can still hit here. I can hit there. I can use the arms. I can use his weight to move the knee. I'm always sticking on the person and I'm anchoring him down to the ground. You see, when we're doing this standing up, the person ends up moving back. You're striking, he's moving back, he's trying to pull away. But that's probably the only advantage I've seen on the ground. And the reason why it's important for you to learn this, because in the other videos, we're going to be looking at how to jam the knee, how to push the person back, how to use his head on the ground, how to be able to clinch on the ground, strike, and use his body to your favor to get up, to pin him, to strike him, and use the ground right now to your advantage. Again, it's a static improvised weapon. We're going to be looking at improvised weapons later on as well. So you got to start learning that right now, as many disadvantages you have on the ground, how can I use the ground to my favor? That's what we're going to learn, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you next time.